Здравствуйте, добрый день.
Hello, hi, I welcome you
На нашей особенной встрече, где вы увидите невероятные успехи друг друга и знаете много всего. Представьте, меня зовут Владимир Стражук, я
телеведущий. Мне выпала настоящая честь, это большая честь, конкурс по Vegotsky. Поэтому, друзья, в своих мониторах можете поаплодировать друг другу и please welcome each other, and it's great that we meet together.
Позвольте помнить вам и рассказать международный Он для тех, кто развивает дошкольное образование, ориентированное на ребенка. Самое главное в нашем деле. Конкурс уже 5 лет проводит Рыбаков фонд, и на это привлек рекордное количество участников. Здесь просто внимание, я просто дико хочу озвучить эти цифры. 22 тысячи человек из 85 регионов России и 50 стран мира. Вот просто невероятно. Это в 4 раза больше, чем в прошлом году. Вы представляете, какой невероятный рост, геометрическая прогрессия. Конкурс, кстати, стартовал недавно, 17 ноября 2020 года, а прием заявок закончился 12 февраля. Что важно, в этом году конкурс стал впервые международным. Это значит, что нас смотрят во всем мире. Я небольшую тайну, то, что я говорю на русском языке, переводится на английский, поэтому все, что здесь прозвучит, друзья, еще новость к двум привычным номинациям. Студентов, с которыми вы знамы, добавились еще 4. Это заведующий, непрерывный, о котором мы сегодня поговорим,
continuity, then the global award category education community leader, and the award category called entrepreneur, which you would think not very opportune for preschool education, but educators there to change the world for the better. Of course, the most popular category is educator or pedagogue. So thank you very much, dear teachers, from myself as your former students. This year, this category saw 20,000 participants. This nomination is for specialists working with kids from 2 months to 7 years. This is exactly the age bracket where the foundation of their knowledge is built for the rest of their lives. So you bear a critical responsibility because you're trying to make our lives better together with us. And of course, you would be interested to know how the applications were selected. So the regional expert network got involved, involving more than 200 professionals from more than 50 countries of cities of Russia. Methodology people, heads of regional ministries and local educational departments, heads and employees of universities. So let me just stress that it was professionals choosing the professionals. Every application was rated by at least 2 experts, after which the expert board of the contest assessed the applications and confirmed the list of winners. Now we have 212 winners who will be honored with respect and money prizes, the total value of 31 million rubles. In particular, one of the winners in the entrepreneur nomination will get 4.5 million rubles to open a preschool on the Rybakov Play School franchise. I can't wait to hear this person and to name them, but that will happen a little bit later. A diploma or certificates of the winners and participants will soon be part of your personal files. Just give us some time. Before the 3rd of April, you'll all be rewarded. So, dear friends, it's time to start our great show. And in the first place, I'd like to thank those who've organized the International Vegotsky contest. That's the preschool training school, Rybakov Pro Kids. Please, your applause. cause, don't hesitate. The charity foundation for the child-oriented preschool education, the University of Childhood, the network of preschools and schools, Rybakov Play Schools, and the Z-Brainy educational platform. Please welcome those without whom this wouldn't have happened, Ekaterina and Igor. Hello. Hello. Allow me to start on this high note because it was kind of fun to say it all aloud. I found out the magic of a statistic. Look, 4 new nominations this year, 4 times more participants this year. And we have 4 continents among our participants. Isn't that great? It is. Numbers everywhere, but I like 10 more. So I think next time we're going to have 10 times more participants. Well, it's important to set high goals. Okay, so we've got these 4 new award categories. This is quite unexpected. Can you comment? Igor? Well, I'll speak about those that are close to my heart. That's the Entrepreneurial Nomination. I've noticed, and we've noted, that educational institutions are created by people, families, parents, who believe that education should happen, the bringing up should happen in a different way. We've noticed this trend and decided to support this trend by organizing this award ceremony category to support these people. 10 years or so ago, I would say that education is the function of the government, of the state. Schools, preschools, kindergartens. Now, it's the responsibility of anyone who has ideas about how the kids should be educated and brought up. Please organize your preschool, schools, kindergartens, and a whole. Of course, this was the way this nomination appeared in the contest. So you want to underscore that we can make a difference, and if we can, we must. That's the most important thing. I would like to ask you, what's the role of this contest in the Rybakov Foundation? Katya? Yes, with great pleasure. I'm very happy that this day has arrived, and today we'll learn the winners of our contest that we've been running for 5 years now, together with the University of Childhood Foundation. Well, we're educators, and of course we're thinking about what this education should look like. And when we're saying it should be focused on a kid, it means that it should be focused on the needs of a family. Because in order to give high-quality education to kids, what does it mean? It's the education that will convey skills that would be necessary for life. It's not for them to enter a university, but it's for them to enable them to make decisions about their lives. So this skill of taking initiative, being self-sustainable, and responsibility, this is what we want our education to impart to our children. And this is the way we see education of the future, and we want this to happen as early as possible. This is the reason why we're running this contest. And in the Rybakov Foundation, we have a school contest, and for preschools, for the preschool community, we run the Vegotsky contest. And because the Rybakov Foundation is also an international organization, our activity has spanned beyond Russia's border. We're holding international conferences, running international awards. And thanks to that, the Vegotsky contest has become a global contest this year. We wanted to give opportunities to international participants, and we wanted to support them. So we got this nomination that we called Principal. We've been thinking about that for a long time because it's a very important role to be played in the preschool education of our kids. Another important nomination for us as the Rybakov Foundation, because we have school curricula, a school program, where we call on schools to become open, to interact with all sorts of society representatives, including preschools. So this continuity, this mystery of a nomination is about the school and preschool to see each other, to take note of each other in their activities, so that kids with their experience in a preschool and when they transfer to school should not feel traumatic. So all these award categories cover the entire ecosystem. Principle, continuity, then focus on the family, the growth of the safety and quality of life in the family. So you see, we are expanding the scope of these nomination or award categories to cover all those taking part in creating a better future. And it's about everywhere. The family, educators, principals, and even entrepreneurs. So our contest is covering everything. I'm very curious how you've been able to take this ecosystem and expand it internationally. You know, we didn't do that. The greatest things, the most fantastic, the huge things happen exactly like this. So you do what you do, and if you're good at this, and that resonates with a lot of people. We just noticed a phenomenal interest from the international community. Can you imagine how cool it is when people from countries come to you and say, "Hey guys, we've seen what you're doing. We would like to be part of it," and we say, "You're welcome." It's a social franchise, so we offered them this opportunity. And what will that opportunity be for our educators, principals, entrepreneurs? Recognition, of course, and the opportunity to extend their field of operations, expand their network. You know, the more people there are, the more families are involved, and who have these two key skills for the next century. And there are just two. The freedom generation skill and the skill to generate safeties against manipulation and control and abuse of power. Take note, in many countries, in many societies, there's a huge problem that people, the families, and therefore their kids, they don't have enough skills to counteract manipulation and abuse of power and control. So, of course, mathematics, physics, and other things are all good. But in addition to that, you need to have these two skills, the freedom generation skill and the protection abuse protection skill. So we need to add practices that would build those skills. And that's what we are doing when educators, when principals get in touch with it. They feel it. People feel that. They say, we want to be part of that as well. And we say, let's do it together. And this brings us all together. And so this happens just like as ever-expanding collider, and we're just all together. It's indeed fantastic, because I've seen the eyes of the people the inspired eyes of the people who are taking part in this contest, and I would like to thank you for that. And we'll cover the global scale of the contest more today, so have a great day, and let's turn to people who has achieved in this contest and who have become its winners. So please stay with us, and I invite you, please use the chat feed, and right there, where you come from, how you feel today, because right now, as part of our community, we can continue communicating, find the right connections, and move forward. So, friends, we are moving on, and I'd like to thank you all for taking part. And the important thing is, those who have taken part are already winners, because you've already become people who can make a difference, change the world, and use those two things that Mikhail mentioned, two things that can help us make this life better and the world better. So I'd like to thank Ekaterina and Igor. And now we go to the first award ceremony. And we'll, of course, start with the global nomination, which we're proud of that. It's called Education Community Leader. Dear friends, the Education Community Leader Award category. It's a global nomination, which means that all our foreign friends and colleagues are watching us now. We're very thankful to you for the participation, for having heard us, for deciding to take part in this. Right now, I'd like to introduce Yelena Morozova, Communications Director at Rubicon Foundation. Hi. Hi, I'm very happy being there. So, how do you feel? Do you feel this being a holiday? Yes, spring, holiday, everything's fine. Well, somehow we feel support from our participants. Do you feel that? I feel support from the entire world. A great number of countries took part in this contest, and of course I can feel that. Something I'd like to ask you. Why, when creating this nomination, the Rubicon Foundation decided to offer it for the leaders of international community? The community is a powerful tool of influence and change. So therefore, if somebody is about making changes, they should have followers, they should be an influencer. That's why we are supporting those who are leaders of communities, powerful and strong. I know that to take part in the contest, a lot of people had to perform a lot of creative tasks to show themselves, to implement their ideas. I've read a lot of stories, and I'd like to ask you about the impression that these stories produced, not from the Russian segment. Well, you know, 2 weeks ago, we ran a huge international forum, Ed Heroes, and as follows from its title, it's about the education heroes. And when I heard stories about our participants and winners, I thought that these are the real heroes, heroes of education, who are not afraid of facing difficulties, who work in difficult regions, in developing countries, and they're prepared to impact the system, and that's very cool. How do you think? What will a victory in this award ceremony offer the leader? Of course, in the first place, there will be the support of the Rybakov Foundation community. And it's not only available for the winners, but also for the participants in the contest. So everybody's welcome. Apart from that, it's recognition, belief in themselves, belief in their strength, what we call empowerment. And of course, we'll be happy to tell about our winners in media. Okay, let's start doing it right now. Today, yes, right now, right this second. Yelena, thank you very much. Thank you. And now's the right time to see who these people are who are changing this world, not only in our wonderful country, but also in other nooks and crannies of this planet. Look at their names. These are the winners. Each of the nomination winners gets a $1,000 grant and also invaluable recognition and support of the Rybakov Foundation. This, in fact, is the most important thing, because becoming part of the community, you get a lot of life hacks and inspiration for the future change. And now I'd like to invite you to congratulate those winners who have got the awards. And from the bottom of my heart, I congratulate and very thankful to you for being able to find the things that you shared with us, and we'll also be thankful to you and offer you our own findings. Okay, we've got 4 continents from the world: Asia, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Latin and North America. Hello, I'd like to say to each one of you in your languages, and I'm hoping that you are getting, I'm sure that you're getting the translation, so you're together with us, and that's just great. Okay. Right now, as they're telling me, that one of the winners of our contest is with us. Would like to talk to the winner in this nomination. We have Anu Oluwapo Akinola. Hello. I congratulate you. I see that you're with us. I see that you're with us. And of course, in the first place, I'd like to congratulate you. You're a recognized leader. How about your feeling? What can you tell us?
I'm really excited to receive this award, especially recognition of quality preschool education. it's a dream come true that the work that you're doing is being recognized, especially in this kind of important field. I'm really excited, not just for myself, but the people I work with in Nigeria. I think it's a win for all of us as one. Thank you very much.
Слушайте, я просто
Look,
вижу, что мы
I see that we are talking right in a real international format. Live, we're talking about such important things. And Olum, I'd like to ask you, why the community, as you believe, is so important for a person who is making changes in education, in preschool education in particular?
Well, a leader that does not have followers is just taking a walk. It will take a formidable team to make the dream work. So followers are really important because you as a leader cannot do it on your own. It's such a big task to be able to provide quality childhood education, and you need a team to be able to do that. Like I said, it will only take the team to make the dream work. So it's important that as a leader, I see myself as part of the team. I may be leading them, providing inspiration, but without them, I can't do anything. So it's important that I see the leaders as a big part of achieving anything that we set to do in the space of early childhood education.
Anu, спасибо большое за...
Anu, thank you very much for your answer. And my next question about family. How much should family be involved in preschool education? How are you engaging parents who also have their ideas? Can you affect their attitude to education?
Oh, yes. So we know that early childhood education, or the early years, is the most important time of a child's life. When children, their brain is forming, life values are taking shape. So it's really an important time. And really, you can't do that without the partnership of parents, And like I always say, parents love their children, but they might not know what's the best for them. We as professionals need to partner with them, to guide them, not to dictate to them, but to collaborate and partner with them in helping them raise extraordinary children. So I see the job of early childhood educators as in partnership or collaborators with parents. The parents are the first teachers, so they need to know what to do. So we use different ways, forums, activities, involving them even in the space of young children so that they are better equipped to take the right decisions for their children at early years. Partnership is the way. Collaboration is very important with parents. We see them as partners, and when we work together, we will achieve more. Yes.
Anu, what are you personally most proud about your success in education, breaking stereotypes? How do you assess your success? Well, of course, today you can be happy. And what can you be most happy about today so that we should be happy together with you?
Okay, so I'm really happy about my journey. I'm happy about the ability to be able to adapt, to be able to change. I started the childcare business as an on-site service, but as we proceeded, we realized that we needed to, innovate and change as the needs and people and families began to change. So we moved from providing on-site services to mobile services. So it could be a crèche on the go or a daycare on the go, so that women who want to work or pursue a career still have childcare, services on the go. And then during the pandemic, we're able to move from the on-site to the mobile and to the virtual classroom. So that we could engage our children through social media, through the virtual classroom. So the ability to be able to really adapt and change as the world changes is something I'm really proud of. And I think the other thing I'm proud of is the ability to collaborate, because I know that I can't do it alone. My dream is to see quality childhood education provided for the Nigerian child. In essence, the African child deserves quality education. And I believe that the ability to collaborate with other leaders, in the field will make that dream come through faster. So, to be able to network with them, work with them as a team, share knowledge, share best practices is something I'm really proud of, that I just don't keep the knowledge to myself, but I am for helping other schools to be able to achieve what I've achieved. I think those are my two, great things that I feel I've achieved and I'm very proud of.
Спасибо большое, Анна.
Well, thank you very much, Anna Lubapo. I tried to pronounce your name correctly. I hope I've succeeded that. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the family.
You've done a great job. Thank you.
Я уверен, что
I am sure that the victory will bring the most positive changes both in your preschool establishment and in school in general. Thank you very much and all the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Итак, друзья, прямо сейчас мы продолжаем.
So, dear friends, we are moving on, and now we're going to have an exciting and serious award category, unexpected but very important. It's called Entrepreneur.
И мы продолжаем прямо сейчас.
And we're moving on, and now it's about the Entrepreneur Award ceremony. We have Nikolai Pankratov, director of the school network Rybakov Preschool, and again Igor Rybakov, the founder of this network. Igor, question to you: why the contests where only educators took part, the Entrepreneur nomination appeared? I've already mentioned that a little bit. Once again, new preschools, new schools today are being opened by parents, by families who have decided that they haven't found the right solution for their kids in the market. And so they said, we're going to open our own kindergarten or school. And so we decided to support this with grants, with contests, to support this trend. Once again, 10 years ago, it would have been unthinkable for me if I thought that a school or a kindergarten could be opened by myself or somebody else. I thought it was the responsibility of the government, of the state, and now you're welcome. And I think even the constitution in Russia and all other countries says that it's the family that determines where, how, and what the kids should be educated about. And when the family is not too happy about what's available, it looks quite natural in an entrepreneurial way to say, okay, we'll build our own school or kindergarten, our own educational establishment. So I think this is an opening of the season. I'm very happy about this contest. I am an entrepreneur myself, and I think it's great. Every person will be opening their schools and kindergartens, and will be supporting that with grants and other means, creating a practitioners' community. And that's exactly the way we call it. We call it social. It's the practitioners network, play school, which includes both schools and kindergartens already open and the new ones, exchanging practices. So this is kind of a network of private schools and kindergartens. It's cool. In the US, 25% of educational institutions are private. In Indonesia, 25%. In Russia, only 2% are private. Why? We're soon going to see more. That's exactly what I'd like to ask of Nikolai Pankratov as a person. standing at the helm of the Rybakov Preschool. Personally for you, when you got excited about that, when you felt that it could be done and decided to do it. That's a simple story. 3 years ago, my kid had to go to a kindergarten. I was looking for the kindergarten, the right kindergarten, and I understood that there's none in the city where I lived. I decided to do it in an entrepreneurial way. You see a challenge, do it yourself. I found our partners. We put together a business plan and opened the first kindergarten. We soon ran out of vacancies. We expanded. Then we opened another kindergarten. In 3 months, all the vacancies were sold out. And what's the point of the entrepreneurial mechanism? What my task, my goal was to solve a problem for my family, for my kid. But today, there are 150 kids going to kindergartens following this program. You get this multiplier. Instead of one kid, I get 150 kids, 150 families. Yes, 150 families. I can't imagine where else you can this multiplier. So this is a key change force, and we're very happy about that. By the way, what you feel from the society, the feedback, you say that it's possible this way. Look, people got to expect this. There are certain demands, certain asks of people, how else education can look, or a school. We go, open up in an open manner, explain to families, to entrepreneurs, and for us, it's the most important to get feedback from entrepreneurs because they're coming in and saying that we couldn't imagine this could be done, and now they see it can be done, and they're joining us, and they are also forming schools. Well, look how simple it is. Nikolai opened a kindergarten himself, and it all started from the family. The family wasn't happy about what was available, and he decided, you're a family man, right? Yeah. And now we just showcase Nikolai and his family and say, hey, guys, look, when you can't find what you want, you do like Nikolai did. So, and there are dozens and hundreds of people doing that already. Imagine if the number goes up to thousands. Just imagine what it will look like. How to guarantee your prosperity. Just this way. It's a specific skill. It's a skill to devise something and to achieve what you've devised with the available means. Not waiting for someone to allocate something, to give you something. But no, with what's available to you. As Nikolai said, he wasn't happy that he went and started opening kindergartens for his own families and then his own family. And then it turns out there was 150 families there. And then I met Nikolai and said, why only 150 families? Why not 50 million? And he said, interesting question. And that's the way it started. And by the way, how about the entrepreneurs? I see you having those panel discussions in Instagram. Perhaps there's an interest. Are they also approaching this as parents, or somebody approaching it from business? Several stories. Quite often people come with some unhappiness. They understand that the school and kindergarten is the most important, is the easiest step to change something around them. And they come to us and say, come to our city, let's bring together educators, parents. There are people who would like to do business, but they feel that the closest field, area for them is education. And then they come to us and they open a fully fledged, profitable business, but they're involved in education and with families. So these are the two most typical stories. So let me focus on this. Kindergarten is a traditional thing. We all understand that there are non-traditional approaches to it. But in play schools, there are a lot of different forms, like Play School Point. It's a very exciting project. Tell us about this. So this is our latest development. Well, actually, the working with the kindergarten format, we understood that a lot has changed during the pandemic. A whole class of people emerged who want to spend more with their kids, who work from home, and for whom it's important that the kindergarten format should change. And this is the way we got point from which which we took away the day sleep, the feeding time. So it's about a way to stay home and have an opportunity to network with kids and give some time to your parents. No, look, there's nothing to be done about that. It's a fact. No, look. That's what we were saying. Our kindergartens or preschool points are there to help families to improve safety and quality of the kids' life. In fact, it's very important to observe the trends that people experience. When educational institutions are not watching those trends, you get this phenomenal, dramatic thing. It's phenomenal in the bad way. When a parent or a representative of a family comes to a kindergarten and they tell him, "We know better. Go away. Don't stand in the way." And I said, "My God, this is the most horrible thing. How can you separate a kid from the family, saying that it will lead to something good?" So now, when standards have changed with a lot of people, so this mobility, less time spent in offices, at workplace, this is reality. So this preschool format is an extension. Again, the biggest helper to the school, to the family in improving the quality of life and safety of the kids works very well with this format, and it shows phenomenal growth, just like mushrooms, you know. Yeah, it's points are these like patchwork kindergartens? No, it's an developing environment. A kindergarten is actually quite a serious story, fundamental. That takes a lot of effort and expense. The point can actually be deployed on 100 square meters. 2 educators are there with kids whole day. There's no curriculum, no timetable. Any kid coming in gets involved. They communicate with their counterparts. There are different areas they can, take part in games or spend some time separately, drawing or doing something else. And kids, after one visit, after one session, come back home and parents start writing some really amazing feedback to us. Wow! It's how to explain the pineapple taste. I said, "There's no way. You have to, buy a pineapple apple and let you try it." And so when kids from families come for the first time to our point, then they become an agent of change with their families. And Mom, when will you take me to the point? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what's happening. For us, it's an important component of this format, that it's kids asking parents to bring them back to the Rybakov point. And by the way, on the 3rd of April, we're opening a point in Moscow, and the first day after the opening is going to be free. You can come, you can get familiarized with the format. I apologize for this advertising, but you're welcome. I mean, come and we'll be happy to see you there. On the 3rd of April, yes. Yeah, we got that. Igor, I know that certain changes have happened in this award category about the question that you know best, the prize fund. What happened there? I know you've made some changes there. So all the changes, I love changes. And every time I see that more people meet the criteria, we need to expand the prize funds. Well, when I see that there are more adequate people who deserve this, so Nikolai, why don't you explain? We expanded because we always do that. Because at the end of the day, our main goal is to help the community of heroes, educational heroes, both educators and entrepreneurs who are creating new kindergarten and schools to expand. So therefore, whenever we see people who are really educational heroes, so there's nothing else for us to do rather than expand the award funds. Actually, it was quite an organic story. Just as everything that's happening in the play school, we opened the contest to open the third kindergarten, and when we saw people who took part, we saw people who are prepared to join, who have the desire, but it turned out that the point format was closer to them rather than kindergarten. They already had experience creating such spaces, and they said, we're prepared to join the movement. We are prepared to enrich the point format, and that's why we passed this ask to Igor, and he saw a great idea there. And today in Kemerovo, a point will be opened as part of the support from Rybakov. And so actually we added another nomination or award ceremony. We thought that it would be a grant to open the kindergarten, play school city. And because we saw that points have taken off very well, we added a point nomination. So I think we're going to have a winner today. Yes, of course. Well, that's a great team. The guys who infected us with their energy, with their zest. When it's not just they came with a business plan, but they came in with the energy and desire to change things. And one other thing that I'd like to note, virtually all the winners that we are going to present today are families. These are families that are moving into the education, not business people who came here to make business, but families who perceive education as a way to make life better around them rather than business. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for bringing in those changes. And I feel your personal energy, especially sitting there. I see that, hey, the guy has so much force, so much energy to change this world, make it better. Katya, hi. Katya is with us. So, friends, we're moving on, and right now is the moment when we're prepared, together with you, to see the names of the winners in the Entrepreneur Award ceremony. I'll be happy to tell you that it's Margarita Teltevska from Kevra. She's getting a 3,000 ruble grant to 15 to open a Rybakov Play School, and 700 rubles to open a Rybakov Point. So in total, it's 1 million rubles. That's great. My congratulations. And the innovation have been underpinned by innovation. Andrei Verev gets a grant of 1.5 million rubles for a Rybakov Play School. And 3 million rubles to create a play school kindergarten. Wow, it's just incredible. And right now, I know that we have the winner of the greatest prize, Andrei Verev, who is going to open a kindergarten. Andrei, hello. Congratulations. Hello, thank you very much. I'd like to thank all the organizers of this award, the founders. And just share a little story. A month ago, I had a dream where the winners were awarded. You know, all places from 10 to 2 were named, and number 1 was not announced. And I've been living with this for a month. Why? And now I got this news. I'm very flattered that our work has been recognized with the top prize. So I'm very thankful to my team and the people who took part in that, and of course to the organizers of the contest. Thank you all very much. Without you, it wouldn't have happened. Andrei, I saw yourself with your spouse in the pitch. So again, it's a family approach. How does your family see your new kindergarten that's going to happen soon? Yes, Yes, indeed, all our family is very much involved in this concept. We are bringing up 2 kids. Our kids are going to our own kindergarten. We already have one. I want to expand and grow. What I've seen for myself and I found for myself was that in my childhood, kids used to have more freedom. And now looking at the parents of present-day kids and the present-day society, I see that a lot of parents want to get the kids busy all the time, and kids don't have the time for games. And it's through the game that kids learn the world. And I got very much impressed by that in play school, that all the development of a child is happening through games. I see a big advantage in that, and thanks to this advantage, and that this advantage was put in the foundation of the concept, I'm planning that the next kindergarten will be developed according to these principles. Andrei, if a kid's development is happening through a game, what should be the character of an entrepreneur developing business in preschool education? Well, in the first place, it should be based on a love to kids. There's something indispensable. When a first child arrives in a family, life changes, absolutely. And for me, as an entrepreneur, it's especially of interest. As soon as a kid arrived, the whole world opened up for me. I started looking at the things that I had been accustomed to in a new way, from new perspectives. In terms of the traits of character, of course, business acumen is important, but also sober calculation marketing. But, without investing a part of your soul in building and developing a kindergarten, you won't be able to do anything, because kids feel that very well, and they offer you their emotion in response, and everything comes from the soul, and adults get charged from the kids. Andrei, thank you very much. We're also getting charged from your words and your motivation messages. Thank you very much. Thank you. We believe that you're going to build the best kindergarten. So what would you like to wish to all those who took part in this incredible international contest? I would like to wish you not to stop where you are. Move on. Contests are very motivational tools. When you've achieved something, you want to become better, so it's about competition. So keep developing. Don't stop where you are. Move on. Move forward on this direction. And it's very gratifying in terms of feedback and emotion. All the best luck to you. All the best luck to you. Thank you. And so that you get what you want. Thank you. So, friends, we're going on. The list of winners were published yesterday. Quite soon, your certificates and diplomas will appear in your personal files. This will happen before the 3rd of April, so please don't panic. And if you don't see it already, just wait a little bit. And the most important thing, thank you very much for taking part, for getting your creativity involved, for adding a piece of kindness to this world. And our next nomination is quite incredible. It's exciting. It's secret. Somebody called it mysterious, but the important thing is very useful. It's called continuity. So we're back online, and we are now taking part of the award ceremony of the Vegotsky contest. I've got some wonderful people joining me now who are prepared to share a lot of exciting things with you. Gleb Lekobabin and Lisa Sokolova, employees of the program directorate of the Rubicon Foundation, who know everything about nomination. So I'd like you to share how you got the idea to add this new nomination. We've just heard what Rybakov Preschool is all about, and the advent, the emergence of this nomination is very closely connected to that, because continuity is something at the foundation, because it's about a preschool and school brought together. And there's a reason to it, because the practice of continuity produces a very good effect on the development of a child. And therefore, we decided to support everybody who uses this practice in their institutions. Either it's done as part of the same institution, kindergarten, school, or these are two separate institutions. But if educators understand the importance of this practice, would like to support them. Okay, great. Alice, you were one of those people who was assessing those contributions. I'm sure you have a great trove of impressions. Can you share? Yes, I'm responsible for impressions. Yes, indeed. It was incredible. It's so important that a huge number of educational organizations and educators are caring about continuity, because that simplifies adaptation not only of the children, but also of the parents and educators themselves. It becomes much easier to work as a team. We were spending days and nights watching the photos and videos. It was just like you were part of this quest. You were looking at kids going to excursions in a tram depot. It was very exciting. And we were most impressed by the instructions put together by educators that we can really share with everyone and anyone. It's an incredible exchange of experience that we got during this contest. And again, it's all about the community, because it appears that if you've taken part in this contest, you are now in position to share and exchange experience with different educators from different organizations. And there's a secret, if I am. Well, I'm really very curious about secrets. The continuity nomination offers a unique opportunity, which is you're from the kindergarten on the one hand, and in the school kindergarten, which means that you can now take your partner and take part in the Rybakov School Award as well. So the registration is still open. I invite all of you. We believe that you should use all the opportunities for development. That's great. It looks like the continuity of development is also there. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Gleb. And right now, I would like, together with you, to look at the people who are the winners in the continuity category. People who have shared a huge number of ideas. How they achieve that, and the most important thing, the secret that Alisa mentioned, all the things that you need to take advantage of. So it's a pairwise nomination with two applicants in each nomination who receive 100,000 rubles in each pair. So, dear friends, it's not everything. There are some special prizes, and there's going to be it's a nomination where there are lots of special things. From our partner, Design for School, all the finalists will get a special prize. What prize, would you like to ask? I would like to tell you, it's a secret, even for myself. So it's it's Raya Ivanovskaya, studio director, will tell us. Raya, hello. We're now anxiously waiting to know about the prize. We are going to offer different play tracks. Our studio offers designs for kindergarten, but also we develop different ready-made solutions for the school space, focused on games, play, and motion. And one of our solutions turned out to be quite good. It's a series of different play tracks. So kids can jump, run, move about, and a lot of scenarios can be covered. We started getting excellent feedback, a lot of good videos and pictures, how everybody's jumping and moving about with all the different ways how kids and educators use these tools. So I think that this is exactly the solution that we're offering as a present. And I think they are going to come very handy in the finalists' kindergartens and offer additional movement opportunities for kids. Ryan, thank you very much. I'm sure that your words would be like honey to our winners, because cool gifts, cool presents are indeed something very important. Thank you very much for offering them. And right now, we are continuing our communication with the winners in the continuity nomination. Olga Akimova and Irina Varlamova from Nizhny Novgorod region are going to join us. Let's talk about continuity, because it's an incredible experience that, as experience showed, and I was myself looking through the questionnaires, there are a lot of different approaches how you can interact. So this is the most useful thing of this nomination. I would like to invite all of you to this community to share. That's what we are proud of. Because, as you know, in preschool education, it's very important to share. So Irina Varlamova and Olga Akimova have joined us. Hello. My congratulations. And of course, the first question is like this. When did you feel that it's important to have this continuity in your practice? When did it happen? Hello. We're happy to welcome you. Our collaboration with the Berezovka Lesnaya Сказка kindergarten started by organizing a social space to develop speaking skills in kids. We tried to bring the plans and curriculum of the preschool and school closer to each other. Why should the kindergarten and school collaborate? It seems like a simple question, and we got used to some standard educational formulae. But nevertheless, when you get this partnership experience, gradual transition, can you share your practical observations? The integrity and continuity are important for education. Together with the school, we try to create an atmosphere where the personality of the child will be opened up in a maximum way. And I see that year on year, more and more parents trust us, bringing their second and third kids to the kindergarten. They choose the Berezovka school. You know, talking about the personal experience, can you recollect a situation where continuity of education impacted the development? Maybe you can recall something? Yes, I would like to share. We had this situation in our work. We remember very well that the educators who are working with us were very happy about the success of one impaired child. There was a kid, a boy, who couldn't move. He had a wheelchair, had to use a wheelchair. And when he just arrived, kids accepted him quite well. He became part of the family. And now this kid is now part of our fourth grade in the school. He has very good in maths. And kids like him very much. And here we saw that our partnership brings visible results and makes children more successful and confident. And we're very happy about that. What a great and touching story. Personally from me and from the Rybakov Foundation team, I'd like to say hello to this great kid who was able to grow and develop. So please pass it over to him. Thank you very much for what we've heard. Thank you. All the best to you. Until we see each other again. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, dear friends, we're continuing our show. We're moving on. And our next award nomination is very exciting with incredible participants. So it's about principles.
Просто каким-то магическим образом в нашу
Some magic that brought a new guest to the studio, Olga Gelfand, the general director at the Rybakov Pro Детей, or Rybakov About Kids. So, Olga, what's the About Kids program and how is it supposed to change the school education? Briefly, the Pro Kids family is family-focused. It's based on a Lev Vegotsky approach. This program changes the usual school education through self-perception of both the educator and the kid, where the educator and the child become co-participants of the educational activity. And through the right approach to the bringing up, the process is being transformed. Exciting. You're taking part in the principal nomination. Who is that? Exactly. The principal is a captain of the ship. It so happens that quite often the principal is the person who takes decisions whether to modify the curriculum or school program or educational program in a preschool. It's a person responsible for their team and for every child. And we believe that this nomination should open up or discover active principals who, through their own experience, will show us how preschools and kindergartens can be modified for the future to become a model for others. Great. Let me now talk about people. So can you tell us about the principals who took part in this contest? What makes them different? What makes them special? What kind of people are they? Those who applied for the nomination, or people who are principals of the About Kids kindergartens? Yes, that one. We have three success components in our program: working with the family, unique environment, and a lot of games, a lot of play. Our kids always play. Any educational process happens through a game, through playing. So parents notice that this kind of kids become more communicative. They find a better way to communicate with both adults and other kids. They can find answers to questions that they ask themselves. And educators notice that they are better taking initiative, they're more active, and they're more information-enabled. Yes, that's right. So a principle of such as Pro Детей or About Kids kindergarten are more family-oriented. They work a lot with the family, with educators, with the team. So it's not a single person who just issues commands, but it's about teamwork. It's a principal who's just head of this kindergarten. Okay, can you now tell us about the prize that you prepared for the Rybakov for the contest? We have 10 winners. Each one will get 350,000 rubles, of which 100,000 rubles will go personally to the principal, and 250,000 will have to be invested in the improvement of the schooling program. Great, just great. Have you been inspired by the stories of the principals that applied for the contest? Yes, there are such wonderful stories. They so charged with the positive things and positive energy that I had a wish to come to those kindergartens to make personal acquaintance with those principals, just to see the atmosphere that they were able to create in their kindergarten together with Prince. So they just managed to create this the same atmosphere through their stories. Yes, there are some, and I'm sure we'll visit these kindergartens. I'm sure they'll be happy to accept you, to receive you. Okay, great. And now, together with Olga, we would like to congratulate all the winners. Once again, the winners get the grants to the amount of 350,000 rubles, and also presents for our partner Design for School, and a set of books from the AST Publishing House. So dear friends, thank you very much. I was curious who these people are who are ready to change the world, and I got excited. The first thing you feel is that they have this energy, they have this charge inside. So a lot of people first joined the kindergartens as educators, as rank-and-file teachers, and then they got the feeling that they can make a difference. I would like to note that the teamwork is happening. Yes, there are different ways or methods of management, and you could feel that in the applications we got. And there's a reason why we have one of the phases, an application where you had to make a team video. And here we could see the principals who act like generals in an army, and those who are working together with a team through teamwork. You know, kids, pay attention to that. It's also very important. They're part of this atmosphere. They see it all. This atmosphere and this charge of energy that the principal imparts. So it appears that when adults are also part of the game, kids want to play. Yes, adults also need to play. Yes, exactly. That's why we continue our game. And I would like to announce that we have Oksana Tikhonenko, one of the winners. Oksana, hello. I think I saw your videos. Yeah. To them. You had a very creative approach to the contest. You were the inspector who played the role of the guy auditing the kindergarten. Yes, exactly. Warm welcome from Siberia. We're very happy that we've been noticed and we've been given this opportunity to tell you that we're also developing. As Olga said, the principal is the captain of a ship. This is very true. So, asking you as a captain, can you please share the secrets of how to create a successful team in a preschool? You know, there's no one-size-fits-all recipe. However simple it would sound, the most important thing is to support each other, believe in each other, and grow the individual capability of each member. Every educator, every employee, it's all very unique. So it depends on the people you have in this family. I agree with you about the individuality, and I recommend that all of you watch the videos that Oksana presented, because you feel that teamwork in these videos. It's a very closely knit team. So Oksana, please share some life hacks, how to build communications when you have the hierarchy and you have also all sorts of goals. Because from the outside, looking from the outside, it looks like you're all very happy being together. Well, let me open up a few secrets here. The first one, the principal and the entire administration team should become active participants, should be involved in the process, should be inside the process. They should take part in the events, in the flow of events, not only doing bureaucratic things. Another secret. We tried it with our team. We tried to use the technologies that our About Kids program recommends for kids on educators themselves. Like, for instance, The morning circle is a great way to plan your activity. The start of the day is an opportunity to express yourself, available to each educator every day. The line calendar technology is such a cool system where you can build timelines of events and see how we develop and how we change. This indeed works very well, and we've tried and tested ourselves. I feel your energy. I feel the positive energy emanating from you. Thank you very much for charging us, making the world better. It's just great that you are able to do that, and I recommend you to keep doing that. Oksana, thank you very much. And there's a hello to you in Siberia from Moscow. And now, dear friends, we're moving on to one of the most popular nominations. Everybody knows that. It's a nomination called Educator and Student. Sometimes I feel like having a drum to do a drum roll to announce the most important nomination. Right now, I'd like to introduce the great guest. That's Executive Director of the Childhood University Foundation, Galina Laponova. I'm very happy to see you. Me too. So you're a person who studied so many applications and people. I'm actually awaiting winners for two nominations, and I can tell you that I was happy as a kid. I am happy as a kid when we are accepting 150 educators, winners of the Vegotsky contest, and also 20 students who won that, and also the 20,000 participants who made this journey. Okay, this year the contest has grown incredibly, and I would like to talk about the year. Do you feel the changes in students and educators? Of course, there was a change. This year was quite different. It was exciting and interesting. It was kind of a game. We were playing both with educators and students. We had different tasks. We have tasks about the stories that the educators told. There were tasks where educators displayed their skills to communicate with parents, which is also very important. And by the way, the educators' tasks had a twist, because each task was appearing after you've completed the previous one. And again, there was some fun about that. And now talking about the twist, we're very curious. So, dear colleagues, I know that many of you are expecting, and we were keeping that secret till the end. So, the winners of the Koski contest emails, 75 educators and 10 students participants in the summer school. You're going to receive messages with an invitation to see each other in the Lev Vegotsky summer school. Please don't disconnect. Take a look, come back, and we'll be happy to get your comments right here, live. Hooray! That's a great news. So just get this, wait until this email and take a look. Coming back to the nominations, I'd like to talk about the student nomination. And in the first place, of course, I'm curious about what's happening in the process when a person wins in this award category. What happens in their life? Can you share any examples? Of course, I can. If you take a look at what happened in the past, the contest has been run for 5 years, and 4 of those, the student nomination was there. We've seen a lot of examples. So we suggest that students get involved in the contest. Firstly, it's about diverse tasks, and that second is that changes students' lives for sure. Vitaly Anisimov won last year. He moved from Lipetsk to Moscow. He is now an educator in kindergarten, and next year we're going to invite him in the Tubelsky kindergarten, famous Tubelsky kindergarten, where he's going to see how educators work with families in this famous kindergarten. We had students who come to us to the summer school. We have Yelizaveta from Saratov. She first visited us as a student. She got a lot of information from educators, and last year she arrived as an educator already in different capacity. So indeed, the attitude to the profession changes with students after the experience of communicating with teachers. The perspective changes because all the tasks in the contest are quite relevant, exciting, and state-of-the-art. And of course, it's important for students. Just look at their faces. The important thing is that a person has won and has become better. And therefore, we are going to see people who get special pleasure about the victory. So we have 20 winners who don't only get a grant of 25,000 rubles, inclusion in the Rubicon Foundation, but also a special prize from the partner, an annual subscription for the teachers' newspaper. Teachers' Gazette, Учительская газета. So please read this paper. We'll be keeping an eye on you, and it's going to be very exciting to see how your life has changed, will have changed after this victory. So a year or two down the line, expect questions or an invitation for an interview from us. And actually, you can start maintaining a blog, explaining how your life has changed after you've won in the Vegotsky contest. And we now have one of the great winners to join us now. But first, let's see the list to the end. And I hope that every one of you will enter the chat feed and will say, hi, I won, hooray, hooray. And today is the day when you're receiving congratulations, gifts, and support, and positive emotion. The more emotion you have, the better your life is. I'm sure about that. So, dear friends, we have Andrei Tuknikov with us, a winner who's got the top number of points. I see that Andrei is smiling now, Andrei Tuknikov. So we got this charismatic smile of his. I know you took your studies in the Herzen Pedagogical University in St. Petersburg, and you do pedagogical psychology. Firstly, Andrei, let me congratulate. Our gender is not often represented in this profession, so I'm very proud of you. How are you? Thank you very much. It's very nice to hear congratulations from you. And I'd like to say thank you to the contest organizers, and a special thanks to Yelisa Ekaterina, my supervisor. Thank you. We are talking about change a lot. And how did the participation in this contest change your life? Have any changes started in your life? What can you say? I'd like to say that the contest helped me to recognize the problems and challenges in the modern preschool education, to understand how I can make a difference, how I can make an impact in preschool education currently and in the future. And by the way, it's quite curious, which exact practices are you dreaming about putting in place at this phase? Firstly, I think that in the future there should be enough kindergartens and educators and psychologists and other specialists working with kids. Of course, some requirements to educators should change a bit. They should be creative, agile, flexible, involved, understanding. In addition to that, the sites and rooms should be much better equipped for creativity. And I think in social development, that's the most important thing that should be present in kindergarten of the future. Thank you for this clear vision. But I'd like to ask you about the people aspect. We've had a lot of stories today, and I'm sure we'll read and hear more about that. Your professional story. What did it start with? Or why did you decide that you wanted to work with kids? I'll tell you. When I joined the Herzen University and went to the development psychology lectures, it was quite exciting. And I thought that the theory is not really enough to understand the world of childhood. You need to have a practical experience. After the first year, I went to the summer camp. There were more than 30 shifts that I worked for. And then it all started, and I gradually felt that I was becoming an educator. Thank you very much. We wish you success. Congratulations about the victory. Please share this news with everyone. Let this day become special in your calendar and in your heart. And we'll be remembering your smile and positive attitude. And I wish you every success in your profession. Hooray! Thank you very much. So, dear friends, we're now moving on to the most expected nomination. That's called educator or pedagogue. And we'll soon know who these people are. I just have this feeling where all the educators are watching the screen, excited about the names of the true heroes to be announced. Well, firstly, every one of you is a hero. Thank you very much for your participation. We've recognized that, and we've added your talent to become part of this huge community who is still going to grow. And now I'd like to learn from Galina. Where does this power come from? And this level of interest? What do you mean? Where does it come from? An educator is a creative person. It's a person working with kids, with families, with the childhoods, and therefore they can't be different than that. So it's about a special kind of energy, and of course our educators are the best. What do you think? Why this award category has enjoyed such popularity? Because the contest has been growing, but the number of educators is growing faster. They're kind of getting involved from the entire country. Do you feel their interest? Yes, of course. We feel that the interest to the contest is growing because the contest is changing. The tasks are becoming better. They're becoming more relevant and modern, for which we'd like to thank Ekaterina Rybakova a lot for her guidance and creativity, for having passed this way together, for having created this contest. I'd like to thank the expert community. It's quite broad. And the educators' interest is evoked by tasks that we offered this year. Okay, so let's not keep it secret. Right now, I invite you to see these happy ones on your screens. Dear educators, we congratulate you on your victory. And right now, I hope that Galina and I will remember some stories from your biographies, that you shared with us, how your life has changed. In the first place, I'd like to say that this nomination has the biggest number and the largest number of victors, winners. 150 winners will get a crown of 100,000 rubles each. Inclusion and the Rubicon Foundation, a special prize from the partners. An annual subscription for the electronic version of Teacher's Gazette, Teacher's Journal. Now we are looking at the names of the winners, and while they are scrolling on the screen, I'd like to ask Galina what changes. Let me just comment. To start with, I would like to win all the teachers who took part and who won the global contest, Rybakov Foundation contest after Vegotsky. I would like to highlight Lyudmila Weiss, member of the Council of the University of Childhood. It's not her first victory. I would like to congratulate Alyona Falyova. We met each other at regional schools. She came in as an active participant, as a person desiring to change and herself and to change other people. She comes from the Archangel Oblast. We'll meet Alyona in the summer school, for which I'm thankful to the contest. I would like to mention Maria Olyegovna, with whom we came back. We visited her in the Arkhangelsk Oblast, and now I see her in the screen. Thank you very much. And I would like to say that we have a community chat that wasn't silent for a minute, that hasn't been silent for a minute. Yesterday night, early hours, because the time zones are different, and this morning we got a lot of congratulations because people got really happy to recognize their colleagues. And of course, we're happy for all the participants and the winners of this great contest. And I'm happy together with you. I was happy when I was looking through the questionnaires of our participants, and even I picked a story from Alina Sergeyevna Filatova, a defectologist from Tver. She shared the following story. Once I devised a game for an autist boy of 7 years old to develop his communicative skills. He didn't just smile, he also gave me positive feedback and showed trust. I understood that he was capable of empathy, and since then I understood that given desire, you can find a key to any kid. You just need to want it, really want it. So it's a great story. Let me add, there are lots of such stories actually. We've looked through a lot of participants' contributions, and we would like to tell our community. Look through the posts in our chat feed. You'll see your own stories and your colleagues' stories. There are really wonderful stories and great experience that deserves sharing, and we'll certainly do that. Yes, the stories are absolutely genuine, and while reading them, I was really shaken up. And right now, they're telling me that we have Lyudmila Yeryomina online, a representative of the winner in this nomination. Lyudmila, hi, how do you feel? Hello, hello. I feel great. I'm so happy to be with you today. I know that you're a person who got the top number of points, and there's no doubt it couldn't have happened without principles that you follow as an educator. So my question is, can you please share your experience, how you work with kids? Well, the main ground rules that I'm guided by in my work are, firstly, when all the rules are created together with the kids and kids understand them. The second one, I exist, I'm important, you exist, you're important. And rule number 3, lessons should bring fun, because a kid's smile is invaluable. Great. And what are the traits that an educator should have? Can you share your own experience, or maybe some traits that you can identify and highlight? In my opinion, an educator should firstly be sincere, creative, has control over themselves, positive life attitude, create, and of course, take initiative, be able to take initiative. Thank you. Today, we're talking a lot about development in the future. So, how do you think, as a person who has the experience, who've shown your creativity, how your profession is going to develop in the future, maybe in the near future? Well, firstly, an educator is going to work not on what's important for them, but what already exists in a specific personality of a kid. Educators will learn to hear the child's voice. You know, Ludmila, what I'm curious about, to hear from you. The victory in this nomination, is it a recognition for you or a push to the future? So, sitting in the winner's chair. You know, actually, it's very touching. It's very emotional. During this contest, I saw my profession from a new perspective. It's become brighter, more dynamic, and more exciting. And of course, new myself is part of this. It's a new stage in my development. It's important for me. Okay, congratulations on climbing the new stage in your development. Every success to you. Great job. And therefore, all the best wishes to you, likes and congratulations. Everything's going to be fun. Okay, dear viewers, we're moving on, and something very exciting is just about to happen.
Итак, друзья, мы продолжаем.
So, dear friends, we are moving on, and now we're going to disclose the secrets, how it was all put together. I'm being joined by Gleb Likobabin. He is not only an employee with the program directorate of the Rubicon Foundation, but also the manager of this entire contest. It was him who organized this process, and we have to be thankful to him for the opportunity to be part of this contest. So, Gleb, please share. I must say that it's not only myself. Whole team did that. I think it is more than 50 people strong. An incredibly broad number of people were supporting this contest. And I can tell you what's the core of the contest, who was involved. Firstly, as you can notice, this year, the contest got a synonym, synergy, joint action. In the Rybakov Foundation ecosystem, there are a lot of projects dealing with preschool, and this year the Vegotsky contest brought together not only the Rybakov Foundation and the University of Children, but also included preschool, about children, and Zebrainy. These are projects that do a lot for children. So we brought ourselves together, devised new award ceremonies, and so we have an entire organizing committee. And I'd like to thank a lot all the members of the organizing committee: Irina Bakadorova, Galina Laponova, and Lila Badrova from the University of Childhood, Olga Gelfand from Rybakov About Kids, Nicola Pankratov from Rybakov Play Schools, Kesha Skrinievsky from Zebrainy, and Yelena Morozova and Dmitry Garin from Rybakov Foundation. communication. All of us, every week, every Thursday at 4 p.m., had a meeting to discuss our next steps, what we're going to do. We're looking at the indicators. We were first thinking how to get more people involved. Then we started thinking, how come we have so many people to deal with? Because we have incredible numbers this year, 22,000 people. This never happened before. And together with us, of course, a huge role in this contest was played by the extended team. A lot of members of our organizations that took part in the organizing committee, University of Kids, Preschool, About Kids, the Rybakov Foundation, our partners. We have a huge communication network. I would like to give a special thank you to our communication directorate, because such coverage never happened before. 85 regions, all regions of Russia, took part in this contest for the first time in history. That's a great achievement. I would like to thank them all. But this would never happen had it not been for our contest operator networks. It's 4 foundations from our huge country who know the way to bring the information across to the most remote parts of the country. And so all the educators, all the students are aware of the contest. So thank them very much. And of course, we have 2 large partners who helped us with the technology part and design. That's creative agency, Setters, and Multimedia, and lots of other partners. I would like to thank them all. So I think there were several dozen people working actively in the contest, and it's up to me. It's my responsibility to mention all of them and to thank them all. Let's give them a round of applause. Yes, let's do that. After your words, I got a question. How, after all the way that's passed, is it important to get together? So look, it's a good example. We got together, ran a great contest, and you've seen the outcome. You see the effects that you get when you bring projects together, such as Rybakov Preschool. What happens when continuity happens between schools and preschool? What happens when our preschool community about kids get new people? Great things happen. So, dear friends, bring your communities together. This is our goal, and this is what every wonderful, talented educator deserves. Thanks very much. This is just incredible. I know that more than 40 people took part in this contest. This involves engineers, support personnel, communication directorate, contest partners, incredible number of people. And by the way, Comedy is our partner who is broadcasting, an incredible team of people. Everything just like on TV, live. I can confirm every word of yours. Thank you, all of you. But this is not yet all. Stay with us, and you're going to get a surprise. So, dear friends, we're on a home stretch to the closing of the international Vegotsky contest. this is the right moment to draw the results. Igor, once again, hello. So why don't we share the impressions about the incredible growth of the contest, becoming global? Well, I won't be able to describe everything that I feel. I'll try, though. So something really phenomenal is happening, incredible, unbelievable earlier, because so many people, so many practitioners, so many people that have a heartfelt love for children and that get charged with seeing the success of the kids, of the pupils. So this is the well and safe standard is basically based on the concept that people who are in such an emotional state, and the practices that are shown in this contest are brought together and allow making more of what's available. Because we're not here to invent something new. You don't need to invent anything. So this has been invented by him, that has been invented by them, and we are trying to build more of what's available. And that's what I feel. So this is a phenomenal thing that's happening, that I see that we're going to do something incredible for the improvement of education for our kids. That's what I feel. It's not what I think, it's what I really feel. I see how many people are out there having the same feeling, sharing this feeling with me, and I'm just being burst with emotion because of them. I want our movement to grow. For some reason, I'm sure that next year our movement will grow by the factor of 4 or maybe 10. It's not so important how much. It's important who is going to become stronger every year. Each one of us is surely becoming stronger every year, and I have a feeling that we're going to become even stronger next year. Well, as I understand, there's another idea to develop the ecosystem further. Can I ask about specific plans, specific actions? Because I see that there are emotion and goals, but what actions can we expect? Yes, in some incredible way, the Ed Hero movement is growing now. In the past, a lot of us knew about the parents as teachers movement, especially during the pandemic. A lot of parents turned into educators because kids had to spend so much time at home. And what happened is a lot of parents decided they wanted to continue being educators, being teachers. Now we are experiencing an historic moment which allows all of us finally to arrive at a point where each adult has come to learn how difficult it is to be a teacher, has started to have to recognize the teachers, and finally every adult has put this hat on themselves, and many of them decided to become ones. Again, in order to improve the involvement, the quality of life of their family, and the security of their families. So the activities of our Rybakov Foundation are targeted at supporting this movement. So we're going to keep supporting the international Ed Hero movement and Family First. It's a community of family-centric organizations. It's a confederation of family-centric organizations which believe that the most important thing in life is a family, and basically that the family is the universal answer to all challenges of the present day. So the family becoming an important to achieve the goals, and Ed Heroes becoming a movement to involve adults. It doesn't matter whether you're an educator or a lawyer or a teacher or somebody else. So these two international movements, Ed Heroes and Family First, that are going to develop hand in hand, and this is already happening, and I support that. And I'm sure, for instance, that the Rybakov Preschool Awards and the Rybakov School Awards are going to become information communication sites for these two international movements, Ed Heroes and Family First. I was asked, do you have a plan? How can I have a plan if what is developing as an ecosystem is developing at the same time in hundreds of places, and each sub-community has their own plans of development? So I only have one plan: to foster our movements to grow, to develop further. It's like a cybernetic system. We are full with activity practices as a set of groups, and each group is an author of their practices. Why an educator if they're not an author? If they're applying somebody else's curriculum, stopping being an author, they start losing in life and skills. So I'm all for bringing together teachers and practitioners who feel themselves to be authors of their lives, and to do everything that Ed Heroes and Family First movements should grow as strong as possible. Once again, safety and the growth of quality of life in the family are the two most important goals, and we'll all be working for that. And to finish, I'd like to ask you, observing the contest for all these years, what do you think should be remembered by a person who works with this mission, working with kids? To remember, to feel, to know. Knowledge not as the information that I've got. No, to know as if to do it in an integral way, the deep knowledge. To know that based on what we've done, what will happen, what happens. To know that we become depending on who we learn from. So it's important. So depending on who surrounds us will define us in the future. These three simple things. But the first thing, the most important, the way we do it, the way it's going to happen. So my call for everyone is to start changing the world around each other, joining our efforts, taking up, higher and loftier challenges. And that's it. Look, we can change everything with our own hands. Quite often we know what we wanted to change. We just go and do that. So all our movements, all our contests, all our activities are actually about people discovering that they can do everything with their own hands. And this perhaps is the most surprising miracle of the Rybakov Awards. Fantastic words, fantastic understanding. Igor, thank you very much for the contests. I feel great emotion. I was told that WhatsApp is already replete with congratulations and emotions. But again, thank you very much for starting this all and for the clear understanding that everything really depends on ourselves. See you.